Here's a little bit of a warning. I'm calling this a cooking with love video instead of a recipe video because I've never made this before. So whenever I'm trying out a new recipe, I like to call it a cooking with love video as opposed to like some tried and true recipe that I'm suggesting that you follow this recipe. No, I'm just saying this is what I'm cooking today. I'm cooking this in honor of fall, of autumn being here, and let's see how it turns out. So basically, we're trying out a recipe I invented in real time. So for better or for worse, here's cooking with love. Greetings, Weight Watchers and friends. Welcome to my channel, Fit to Love Me with Love Fuller. I'm Love Fuller and I'm here with a cooking with love video. The name of this recipe is pumpkin spiced baked oatmeal. I have not done this recipe before. I've cooked other variations of this, so I hope that I know it well enough that it comes out like a nice recipe that you can follow. I have made apple strudel baked oatmeal and I've made a blueberry baked oatmeal before. So I've made two versions of them, but you can see that the consistency of the blueberries or chopped apples is very different from the consistency of the pumpkin. So this is my first time making the recipe with a different consistency. So fingers crossed that it turns out well. And however it turns out, you're gonna see this because this is part of a collab that I'm doing with other wonderful YouTubers. So please go check out the channels of the collab participants and the links below so that you can see their fall videos. So here are the ingredients for the recipe. I'm going to use coconut oil spray to coat the pan, 7 to 8 cups of quick oats, 1/3 of a cup of Kodiak Cakes buttermilk flapjack mix, 1 cup of pumpkin puree, use real pumpkin as opposed to pumpkin pie filling, 1/3 cup of almonds. I just crushed the almonds. An alternative to almonds that you can swap out in this recipe points wise is raisins. I chose to not go with the raisins because I feel like I probably have enough sweetener, but if I don't have enough sweet enough taste for me, then I might go with the raisins. But I like a hearty feel to my oatmeal, so in a crunch and balance out the sweetness. So I'm going with the almonds. Again, that's 1/3 cup of almonds, and then I crush them or chop them. This is 1 tub of the Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurt, vanilla flavored. This is 1/4 cup of Torani sugar-free French vanilla syrup. If you have access to a sugar-free syrup that's pumpkin flavored or pumpkin spice flavored, I think that would be a really good flavor. But this is like, I have caramel and hazelnut and French vanilla, and I feel like French vanilla is probably like the safest bet just to make sure the pumpkin flavor comes out. Also, this is a sugar alternative. Both of these, the Xyla and the Torani, are sugar alternatives. This does have sugar alcohol in it, so if the sugar alcohol is not going to be good for you, you can just omit it. It doesn't add any points. You can just omit it and either just go with the raisins to make it sweeter, or just leave it as it is if it's going to be sweet enough for you. That's just an alternative. Now the Xyla is supposed to be a very healthy sugar substitute. It's made from the birch tree, so it's supposed to be healthy. I'm using 8 teaspoons of this, 8 teaspoons of that, a pinch of salt, maybe like a pinch and a half or 2 of salt, and then a teaspoon of pumpkin spice seasoning. I have 2 bananas that I'm using to sweeten the deal, and 2 egg whites just to help bind it all together. Preheat your oven to 350. Spray your 9 by 13 inch baking dish with cooking spray. Slice your bananas as evenly as possible. You're gonna line the bottom of your baking pan with the bananas. The key is to get very ripe bananas for the sweetening aspect of it. We're gonna sprinkle about 2 teaspoons of the Xyla onto the bananas. The Xyla tastes pretty good to me. What I like about it is that it does not have an aftertaste. And look, it even says it there, with no aftertaste. So it's 2 teaspoons. You're gonna put this in the oven for about 15 minutes. So we bake those for about 15 minutes or until the bananas are softened. The reason why we're using sliced bananas is so that the recipe builder will not charge us more points for using mashed bananas. So this is how we're sweetening yet still keeping our points down. So you can see that it's made a bit of a syrup, and that's a good thing. Sweetness is what we're looking for. We're gonna mix together all the wet ingredients. We're going to mix it and beat it until smooth. Now we're gonna add our dry ingredients to the mixture. I'm going to leave about 1/3 of the nuts behind so I can garnish the dish with it later. Now I'm gonna spread the oatmeal across the bottom of the pan. Now I'm gonna sprinkle the rest of the almonds on top. This is what it's gonna look like before I put it in the oven. So we're gonna bake this at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes or until it's set and kind of golden brown on top. So here it is, fresh out of the oven. It smells so good. It smells delicious. I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes so that it can set. Okay, so it has been sitting for about 5 minutes. And if you're going to eat it hot, now's the time to dig in. I divide this into 6 even portions, as even as I can. So I'm not sure what you saw because my camera ran out of space, but what I did was cut this into 6 even slices. It smells really good. I actually already had some, but let me cut a slice for you now. Since I put the flour in it, it's kind of cakey in consistency, which I expected. So I'm using a fork. So here's the final product again. I definitely find that it's sweet enough, but it has a nice consistency if you're in the mindset of like a pumpkin bread. Like an oaty pumpkin bread. I love the way the nuts are substantial. There's a substantial amount of nuts to give it a nice body. I find the bananas to be a little bit overpowering in flavor, but it does add to the moisture. This can be eaten without the bananas. So I actually recommend this without the bananas. And I'm thinking I could use a little bit more pumpkin spice. A little bit. Maybe make it 2 teaspoons. So this is what I mean by cooking with love videos. We're cooking together and it's my first time trying it. So the bananas don't add any points. So you can't add anything else that would add a point, but you can add up to a half cup of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, of course. And I would add that to make the consistency, the texture, a little more moist to make up for the bananas not being there. I might substitute the nuts for the raisins to keep the sweetness, and maybe I would. Or I would add the nuts and allow this to be a 4 SmartPoints recipe. I like 3 SmartPoint recipes, so I would just fool around in the recipe builder in a way that will let me keep it at 3 points. So overall, this recipe definitely gets a thumbs up. It has a nice mild flavor. It's not too strong, not too sweet, so it is suitable for breakfast, but it's also suitable for like a dessert, especially with the bananas. The bananas really bring up the sweetness factor. So with the bananas or without the bananas, this is a nice hearty treat for only 3 SmartPoints. If you decide to try it, please let me know. So that's it. This video is being done as part of a collaboration between other wonderful YouTubers. I have the links to all of their channels in the description box below, so please go check them out and tell them Love sent you. I hope you enjoyed this Cooking with Love video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. And if you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you join me for more Cooking with Love videos. So please click the subscribe button. I'm Love. My channel is Fit2LuvME with Love Fuller, and all of my social media contacts can be found in the description box below. So come check me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ciao, friends. Good morning, Joy Watchers and friends. Welcome back to my channel. Is my head cut off? Is my head cut off? Is my head cut off?